All right, y'all, this is how my hair is looking after the establishment. Now, it was my intention to come to you yesterday, but we didn't get finished. We got finished later than anticipated. And so when I got home, I was just tired. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was tired and I was frustrated, okay? And I was frustrated because I did not my it just didn't look the way I wanted my hair to look, okay? And so and that was what was going on. I had a lot of mixed emotions going on about my establishment. I had a lot of mixed emotions, okay? Um don't get me wrong. I like the loctician. I really do. I'm not going to give you guys the name, but I did like her. We had the 3 days was nice. We looked at a lot of movies or what have you, but it was how she was establishing the locks, okay? It was pretty rough for me. It was really rough. The first day, again, I didn't know what was going on. There was a whole lot of pulling, y'all. A whole lot of pulling that I just didn't, pulling and feeling like my hair was just being pulled out. And so I couldn't quite understand what was going on. My hair was kind of sore. My head was sore. On this side, it was really sore because she started in the back. And so, the next day, I told her that my head was sore. And I also felt like my hair was being pulled out. And I don't think she understood exactly what I was saying at that moment. But then, I said it just felt like it was being pulled out, And so when she started back in the next following day, it was okay. There was still some pulling. But then I was trying to figure out what is going on. I literally felt like my hair was just like I wasn't going to have any hair. I just really felt like I was not going to have any hair. And my hair, my scalp, I just felt like my scalp was just really traumatized. I really do feel like my scalp was being traumatized. And so I kind of kept thinking, I'm like, okay, what is what is she doing? Is this pulling and going on? What is it that she's doing? And so I realized that there were a few things that was going on. One of the things is that she was using the rubber band to tie off the hair or pull the hair back from when she gets ready to work in the certain sections or what have you. And so this elastic right here, as she was pulling it out, it was like she was pulling it and it was just, my hair was just literally plucked. Now I can say pluck, yes. Pulling my hair with this, pulling it out, taking this rubber band out of my hair, that was one of the things that was creating the pluckiness. That when she pulled this out of my hair, it was literally pulling my hair out of my scalp. It was pulling the hair out of my scalp. So that really, really bothered me. And I had a lot of concern about that. And so I also noticed that that the tool that she was using, the Sisterlock tool that she was using, as she was going in and retying the ends itself, I noticed that that tool was pulling my hair as she was going through. It was literally pulling my hair. And so I was expecting a completely different, pleasant experience than this. Now, I've heard people on YouTube talk about how they felt like, one person said it was so funny. She said, I felt like I was being initiated. And she said she didn't know she pretty much experienced the same thing. I had to go home and get on YouTube to find out if somebody else had experienced the same thing that I experienced. And the closest person that I could find that we were kind of right there together was the one that felt like, she said my hair felt like it was pulling and all of that. And so I was like, okay, this is not a really good experience for me. And so I just could not wait until she was just really finished with my head, because like I said, it just all over. Now it got better, but the pulliness was still there. So that was the most unpleasant moment for me, was the fact that my hair felt like it was being plucked out, and it was. And then of course her nails, I thought maybe my hair was being caught up because she had long nails. Well, not long, but she had long nails. I felt like her nails was probably either getting caught up into my hair as well. Maybe that was a contribution. So I'm thinking that it was a combination of a lot of things. It was the tool. It was the fact that she was using these rubber bands to tie my hair back, which I would have thought that she would have used an elastic that had a coating to it. And I don't have one on me right now that I can show you, but I literally thought that, she would have used something that was not this. I think that this is not a good thing to use on somebody's hair when you are trying to pull it back or what have you. This is not good at all. And I was really surprised that she was using something like this from the beginning. And no, I did not question her about using the coated thing. We just tend not to ask. I just tend not to really ask that kind of question because I feel like, okay, you know what you're doing. But when you keep pulling rubbers out of that person's hair, then it becomes annoying. And that's what it was. It was very annoying to me, and I was very concerned about my scalp. But I want to show you gray hair in general. My gray hair people, silver, white hair. I have silver and white hair basically. If you we already deal with the fact that it's gray, and there are times that your hair feels dull. And so I often felt like this, even before this, that I just felt like my hair was just dull. It was just, sometimes it looks like it's got some shine to it, and sometimes it don't look like it's got some shine to it. And so I'm very concerned at times as far as the gray is concerned. And so when you got the gray hair, the locking of your hair that has nothing in it, there's no product. I use a clarifying shampoo that took whatever was out in my hair. I use that. You can't put any conditioner on it. And so having to deal with gray hair, having to deal with getting your hair established for the first time, my emotions are all over the place, okay? It's really all over the place. The reason why I wanted to get locks was because I felt like it was going to be a lot more healthy for me rather than always pulling my hair back into balls and it basically kind of thinning out my hair or what do I want to say? I want to say breakage. Okay, breakage. That's what I want to say. And that I felt like I was it was a lot more breakage up in here because I either wore my hair in ponytails, balls, or what have you, and it's always slicked back. And so what I noticed that, when you slick your hair back, and we always want to put our product on our hair and slick it back and put it in the ball and that's a lot of tension on your hair. So what I'm trying to say is, over the years, I have put tension on especially the front of my hair. Now, the back of my hair is fine. Now, when I asked the loctician about, initially before when she was in the back, I had asked her, was two things that I want to say, okay? I'm trying to marry them together and I can't do that. It's two things I want to talk about. One is how far you lock your hair down. Now, on the Sisterlock website, before they renewed it, and I'm quite sure that it's still on there, but they just updated their website, you guys. So I know some of you all were complaining about the website was old and dated, but they just did it. They just updated the site. And so, but before they updated the site, they gave you, gave you information about what to expect, how many locks you're supposed to have, how far your hair should be locked down. And they said that they should only leave like an inch from, an inch of hair out. So when I spoke to the second day when I spoke to my loctician, she says, actually, it depends upon how the gripping of it, how far they can go down to grip it so that they can grip it in terms of locking the hair up. And so what she's saying to me is that if it's more than an inch, then your hair is not going to be locked at just that 1 inch. It can be locked up further up. Like some of mine are locked up further up, especially in the front. And so I was really concerned about that because when I got up from her, my hair was kind of matted together. And it's like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? Because it's matted together. This is a whole new thing. And she did offer, you can call me anytime that you want. And if you got any questions, she did offer that. She did offer that. And so I was like, okay. I don't know if she felt me or my energy in terms of how I felt when I got up. I was tired. I was not happy with how my hair was looking. The grid is definitely there, you guys. She did a good job on the grid itself. I felt like I felt like my parting was going to be a lot more cleaner, but I don't know if it looks this way because of the gray. It's just in there. I just don't know right now. I'm just all over the place right now emotionally with this. As I mentioned to you before, I wanted my hair locked, and I still feel the same way of having my hair locked. That's not the problem at all. It's just wanting to make sure that my hair has that chance to do what it needs to do. I know there's a part that I need to do. There's a part that she needs to do. She told me that I'm not supposed to put any water or oil in my hair. Now, a lot of times you're supposed to listen to what your loctician says. And I do want to say this too as well. There is a plethora of information about people's experiences as far as getting their hair locked, the experiences in terms of their journey and what they're going through as far as their journey is concerned. And so I'm part of that. I'm part of that community that's sharing you my experience when I got my hair locked. If you're interested in getting locks as well, you just kind of just go through it and make you it's like this. You're going to get information that you need because you're doing your research, okay? But you also have to take it and you have to apply it to what makes sense to you, what your experiences have been. You know, if you've getting locked, or if you're just a newly locked person, or if you are looking to get your hair locked. I'm a very honest person. I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna tell you what my experiences is. I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not trying to even go there as in terms of my loctician is concerned. I think that she's been doing it for years, and so I chose her. I went to 3 different locticians. The first one, I got her off the website. Her price was kind of really steep. My husband was like, oh, Lord. He was like, Carissa, I think you need, and I was going to go with her because I liked that energy that we had. But then there was a few things that after I calmed down, because I was excited, that I saw that I did not like. After I went back and looked and reviewed and looked at all of the things and the questions that I asked her, and the other piece the measurements of my hair, there was some things that I did not like, because I'm the type of person that even though you measure someone's hair to find out how much you're going to charge them, I feel like this. Certain parts of your hair is not going to be the same size all over your head, okay? It's not going to be the same size. I'm like this. If you measure the front, back, the sides, the top, the back, or what have you, you're going to take those numbers. I feel like you should take those numbers and you create an average from that. You're taking and saying, oh, you got 12 inches of hair, then that's it. We take the longest point of your hair. I just don't think that's right. I think that you need to take an average of your length in general to determine what you're going to charge that person. So that was one situation with her. The second person, she was referred. Everybody say, well, you need to make sure that you get someone that is certified. That I know, I never asked her if she was certified. My neighbor's hair was nice, very nice, and that was one of the reasons why I went to her and wanted to get that information about her loctician. She could not get to me until the end of the month. I didn't want to wait to the end of the month to get my hair done. And I kept trying to figure out ways to say, hey, look, can you please, is there a way that you can get me in? She's like, no way. But she was going on vacation. So that was cool. But I only had 2 people that I did the consultation. And so I said I need to do a third one. And so when I did the third one, I went back to the Sisterlock website and found this person. She was much closer to me. The first one was not close at all. But this one was really close to me. And so when I met with her, I think we had a 2-hour consultation and it went well. She was very professional. She was really, really professional. She laid out all the documents. She explained everything to me. She explained just a lot of things that because I initially called just to try to figure out what were her rates were. And so she explained, and I was like, okay, I'm comfortable with that. Let me just go ahead and go in with the consultation. So to make a long story short, I went with the last loctician to do the establishment for several reasons. One, she was professional. She laid out her stuff. She had her website. She had, it was just really professional to me, okay? The first one did too because I got her from the Sisterlock website as well. The middle one really did not have that information. She didn't lay anything on, any documentation or what have you. She didn't have that. She had her Instagram page to show all that she, the heads that she did. But the last one just really took it because I liked the way she had her stuff laid out professionally. When I went into her establishment, and it was in her home, it was laid out. She had her chairs, had 2 chairs. It was just laid out really nice, like you were in a shop itself. Like you were in a shop itself. It was really nice. And so I felt really comfortable because of all of the things that she showed me. I paid my deposit. The one thing that I did not like, well, there was the other things I did tell you about the pulling of the hair. So that's one. The second thing that I did not like was the fact that when I came in, she wanted her money up front, the remaining balance up front. And I was like, do you do that? Do you really ask for your remaining balance up front before that person is you actually start on that person's head? And so I was like, okay, that's how she wants it, then that's how it will be. And because I'm the type of person, you get paid when the work is done. But that's not how she did it. So I went ahead and just paid her because she was going to get paid one way or the other anyway. That ain't my personality. You give me a service, I'm going to pay you regardless of what. In general, that's just me. And so that was one piece that I did not like. So those 2 things, but I could get over that part of the finance piece of it. I could get over that. It was just the pulling and I just kind of felt like, Lord, my head felt like it was being abused. It did. I'm gonna be honest with you. It did. It felt like my head was being abused. And I just could not understand it. I was like, Lord, my scalp has been traumatized. It has been traumatized. And so another thing, I think I might have mentioned this to you, that I noticed that it was the rubber bands. I think it may have been the nails, could have gotten caught up, and it was the tools it had to been a Sisterlock tool that she was using that was like pulling through. I don't know if the holes was too small or what, but that's what it was. I didn't like that. But overall, in terms of my stay there those 3 days, it was fine. I had no issues. She was pleasant, had no issues at all as far as that was concerned. It was just when she was working in my head is that I had some major concerns about that, and I didn't like it. Now, let me tell you, after I got up and I saw some things, I started seeing some things. Now, she did tell me that I had a lot of split ends in the front. Now, I'm not going to knock that and say that, that it may not have been split ends or that it was split ends. But I do know that because I had been pulling my hair back, that I know that there was a lot of tension and it could have been breakage to me. I think it could have mostly been breakage, and it could have been some split ends too, because normally when I straighten my hair out, I would give it a trim. I would literally give it a trim, but I only trim my hair at least twice a year. And so I would give it a trim to at least to try to get the split ends. But I understand when it's closer, like say for instance, this. Say for instance, now I'm going to go back to, I know I'm jumping around right now, but I want to go back to locking your hair at a certain length. And so like this right here, this has been locked to this point right here. All of this is out. That's a lot of hair right there, y'all. That is a lot of hair right there. I felt like is out. Now, she said, as I mentioned to you before, that she can only lock it to a certain point. And when it, but you know, there's a certain points that she can do. Now, okay, you know, if she couldn't get all the way down, she couldn't get all the way down. But that was the piece that I want to show you. And another thing too that I noticed, like there are hairs that are out like this. I don't know if you can see it, but there are hairs that are out like this. That's a long strand right there. Several strands that are out. I don't know what happened with that, why that's, I don't know if it was a technique that she was doing, but I noticed that there were several stray hairs in general that was left out of the lock itself. I don't know. I just don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Now, I know when I go and get a retwist, that would be something that could possibly be wrapped around the hair so that it can try to, you know, at least lock in. Now, I have very fine hair, y'all. As you can see, I have very fine hair. Now, I can't tell you for sure. I don't think, at one point I thought I had low density. One of the locticians said, no, you don't have low density. And so you have like medium. And so I do know that when I was there when the loctician was doing my hair, she and another person was kind of like testing strands or what have you. One person said that she couldn't really tell because one was floating. She couldn't tell. But anyway, I did a test on my hair in terms of the porosity. They was trying to figure out the porosity. And I had one strand to float, one strand not to float. And so I think that for your hair in general, that you could have different types of, definitely different types of textures in your hair. But the porosity of your hair, I think that it could be different throughout your hair. I may be low porosity, medium porosity in the back. I may be low porosity in the front. It just depends. And so I don't think that for everybody, the porosity test fits everybody. I just think that is different all over in your head, okay? And so I wanted to share that with you as well because that was a conversation that was had. Now, like I said, I wanted my locks and I'm glad I got my locks. But my major concern is how I'm going to be able to maintain it in terms of making sure that there's no slippage. But it's hard to figure out if there's going to be slippage when you have a lot of hair that's already pretty much out, y'all. It's just a lot of hair that's pretty much out. Like this one right here. You look at this, you see all of that right there? It's not locked. It's just only locked to that point right here. The rest is the point right here where I got my hair. The rest of it, that's almost 4 inches right there. The rest of this is not even locked. And so my concern is, I understand that you leave some of it out so that it can lock on its own. But how do you determine if your hair is slipping when some of your strands are already out? A lot of it is out. I guess you just determine, she'll know if it's slipping from the point that she locked it. So I don't know. It's just trying to figure out how to maintain it. Here, I'm going to give you a look of how my hair is looking. I don't know if you can really see it. Now, in these areas right here, this is my fine area. That's just how my hair is, okay? That's just how my edges are. I've never had hairs. My hair has always been fine as far as my edges. They call it baby hair, y'all. It's always been this way on my hair, my edges rather. They've always been very fine. They really don't grow up in here at all. So she only locked, of course, she locked this section here. These are my temple. These are my problem sections here. But she went ahead and locked those because I really believe that they can grow. They just tend to break a lot. And so we'll see what happens. Okay. One more thing, if I hadn't mentioned it, because I just been really rolling right now. And this right here is like 25 minutes. I wasn't planning on going there, but it was just so much information I want to give you about this lock journey the lock establishment. Now, I think I might have said it to you. I don't know. I didn't really want my hair this thin, y'all. I just didn't. I didn't. But I'm going to trust the process. I don't look at my hair as being plucked. But has my hair been plucked? Yes, it has been plucked. But I don't look at my hair as being plucked. Now, I don't know how I'm going to style my hair. I don't know. I just don't know. I really don't. Now, my hair is literally considered stretch right now, okay? My hair is stretch. Once I wash it, it's going to draw up. It's going to really draw up. I don't know how far, probably draw up to here. I don't care about that. I really don't care about it. I just care more so about the health of my hair. Again, I'm not supposed to put oil in my hair or water in my hair. So I won't be doing that. I have natural oil. A lot of us tend to have natural oil. So my hair at the scalp does get oilier. Now, as far as making it down to the shaft, probably, I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm just praying that there's not going to be any breakage to my hair. And I'm praying that my hair do lock the way it's supposed to lock. But I wanted to kind of share with you what my experiences were, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I already done told you the ugly was, I feel like my hair was just being pulled out when she was establishing the locks. It just was a rough situation for me, and I just did not like it. Did I bring it up to her? Yes, I did tell her that it felt like my hair was pulling. Did she try to seem that there's a difference after I told her that? There was a difference, but still there was still some more pulling. And I felt like this right here, I don't think it's a good idea to use it on anybody's hair when you are pulling it back. I just don't think it's a good idea because it tends to damage. And not only that, you're pulling your hair. You're actually snatching hair out of my head. You're snatching it out. And so, or that person's head in general. I feel like if you're going to use anything like this, you need to use a rubber band. I think you need to use the ones that are coated, that has the fabric on it or what have you. That's much more easier on that person's hair than using something like this. And so that's all I want to share with you about this establishment. I will definitely be coming back to you. She told me I can wash my hair the next day or what have you. But she said, now, what was interesting to me, she said, if it looks like here at the roots that it may not be a good idea, then just don't wash it at all. But I feel like this. Why would I be concerned up here when it should have been locked anyway up here anyway? All the way around. That's just how I feel, y'all. Why should I be so concerned about this up here when that definitely should have been completely locked? And so that was a major concern to me. I didn't like that. And so, or you can just wait until a day before you come in and get it retied, then you can wash it. But I feel like it should have been automatically established and locked all the way around. I don't know if she skipped it or she might have done some that she just may have forgot, whether she went and used the tool to do the interlocking. Sometimes I feel like she might have skipped some areas. Sometimes I feel like that she might have skipped some things. And to confirm it is if you say something is not right up under here, if it doesn't look right up under here, there shouldn't be any slippage. What she did was a 4-point rotation reverse, which means that it's a tighter rotation for my hair because my hair is so fine and soft. And so she had to do that to keep it from slipping, to eventually slipping. So we'll just see how things are going to turn out. Now, I may just do a light wash. I'm just going to go and try to go in and probably part some stuff off to kind of look at really close to see if everything is intact underneath. Make sure that everything is intact underneath. And if it is, then I'll go ahead and do a light wash just to get it to draw up a little bit more, or kind of, I don't know, so it won't look so stringy, because right now it just looks kind of stringy to me right now. Okay. And so let me give you a closer look of how my hair is looking. How it's looking. Like I said, the grid looks nice to me. I don't see so far nothing wrong with the grid so far. Now, again, I kind of felt like it was going to be, my hair was going to be a lot more crispier and fresh. It doesn't look like that to me here. It just looks like my hair has been locked longer than a day. It looks like my hair has been locked longer than a day to me. Okay? Because you can look at the roots. The roots just does not look that crisp. But maybe it's just the texture of my hair. It's just the texture of my hair. I think I'm going to speak for myself. Maybe I've gotten so wrapped up in how other people's hair is when they get their establishment, how their hair is looking at the roots. And I'm expecting my hair to look the same way at the roots. I don't know. Maybe it's the texture of my hair. Somebody looking at it and saying that, no, your hair don't supposed to be looking like that at the roots. It's supposed to be looking a lot more crispier. But that's how my hair is looking. But that grid is definitely there. That is definitely there. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So that grid is there. I can see it more so in the back rather than on the sides and in the front of my hair. I don't know if because I have different lengths in the front. I don't know if it's that, but I'll just do like a full turn so you can see. Oh, let me see. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm going to do a full turn, y'all. Okay. So, again, I am very excited about having locks in general. I'm very excited. It was just the process in general. Okay. All right. I am going to end this video. You're gonna see a whole bunch of videos about my hair, what I'm doing, how I'm styling it, or what have you. I just need to get used to it right now. Okay. All right. Okay, y'all. I had to pop back in. It is 7 days into my Sisterlock journey, and I wanted to kind of share with you how my hair is looking now. And so I'm on my Canon camera, y'all, so you should be able to see really good now. I am warming up. Okay, I'm warming up to the locks now. I have a lot of frizziness going on. I haven't washed my hair yet. I am going to wash it on Friday, and so that would be 2 weeks. That would be right at 2 weeks. So I'm going to wash my hair, but this is how my hair is looking now. I don't know if you see the frizziness, but it's all up in here, y'all. It's all up in here, but I'm good with it. The only thing that I've done to it as far as styling, I have did like a cornrows. I did one cornrow on each side and one cornrow in the back, and yeah, that's about it. But I wanted to pop back in and give you an update of what's going on. Now, I do want to share with you that I did change loctician. It just didn't work out between us, and so as far as my first retie, I've interviewed another loctician. I know it was fast, but I interviewed another loctician, and I felt very comfortable with her. And so I get my first retie in another month or so, in January or so. And I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully all of this stuff and the concerns that I've had, that will probably, hopefully that will resolve it, or put me on the way of resolving those issues with a lot of some of the hairs being left out, the frizziness, or what have you, and kind of defining my grid in the front or what have you. But we'll see what happens. But I wanted to come in and let you see all that was going on with my hair after 7 days. When I look at it, like I said, I warm up to it. I'm looking forward to the journey, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you all my journey. Okay, so I'm going to end this video because it's already long. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next week or so after I wash my hair. I will share with you the results after I wash it. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.